Obviously, extremely proud of our guys, and I think for me, selfishly, the amount of pride that I have in this victory is because of the respect I have for Butler basketball and the history, tradition, the people that have played this game. They play it the right way, how Coach Mata does it. Will Veasley was an assistant, for us for 4 years and those things, and so. I'm not going to hide behind it. Like Bison basketball, we try to emulate Butler basketball and have the right people in our culture and play the game the right way. And I thought we did those things, against a really good team tonight.
Coach, Jakari, I believe his career high 6 3-pointers in the game. He hit that by halftime. Just the way that he started the game and the confidence he was playing with. Just what does that say about him as a player?
Yeah, and we had some pretty pointed conversations about some of the shot selection that he had in our Northern Colorado game the other night, and he struggled. But one of our core values in our program is endurance. And I mean, it's enduring through the positive, enduring through the negative, and he really did that. I mean, he was terrific. And, he hit a bunch of tough ones, make no mistake about it. But that one he hit at the end of the first half, you think about how big those 3 points are right now.
And then, again, for him, the first half he did, I believe he made 3 points in the second half. Just what did they do to limit his touches and attempts, and just how are you guys able to hold on with him not continuing to score?
I mean, we just played a, high major game at a Big East school on their court, and they've got great length, they've got great athleticism, they're extremely well coached. You knew they were going to make some adjustments, and you could see it. From I'll go back and look at it, but there was certain possessions where they were just face guarding them. They weren't going to let them touch it, and that's where some other guys stepped up, which we certainly needed. And then there's. This is a great win, but for us, there's still better out there. And if teams are going to do that, we got to figure out ways to, not only score 27 and, just 27 in the second half.
Coach, you see a 23-point lead go to a 5-point deficit late. What's the conversation like there to kind of will your team to what's a 9-1 run to finish?
I mean, the conversations go back to the summer, they go back to the fall, and they go back to early morning practices. They go back to the 16s that we run and the toughness, the character. It goes further back in the summer. It's recruiting the right men, that want to get better. They want to be coached. They want to be coached hard. And we talked about it in that it was on the board before. It was on the board at halftime, and we talked about it throughout the second half. It was embrace the hard. I mean, this is going to be really, really hard. And things probably came a little bit easier than we anticipated in the first half. We knew the hard was coming. It certainly came. And I just thought our poise down the stretch, in particular Jackson Money, was terrific.
Offensively, you come into this game, you hold Butler to 23 first half points. What did you like, especially on your defense early, that you can translate through the rest of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we need to make the most strides. And I thought what we started to do a little bit better, we didn't do a very good job in the second half, is finish possessions. To be a great defensive team, you've got to finish possessions. We gave up 15 offensive rebounds, 11 in the second half. But we held them to one possession, or we held them to one shot in the first half, and we forced them into some tough ones, and it's just part of it, sticking to it.
Coach, you mentioned the defensive adjustments that Butler made. They're kind of using the full court pressure to slow you guys down a little bit, and again, sending all the bodies at Jakari. Just what was the message to the team to make a counter to the adjustments that they made?
Cut harder, stay the course, trust it. Embrace the hard, right? I mean again, the respect that I have for Coach Mata in this program, you knew they weren't just going to roll over, and we talked about it. We talked about maybe some lineup things that they might change in the second half. And by the way, I wish Zero nothing but the best. I hope that young man is very talented. Seems like a great kid. Hopefully that's not a long-term injury for him. But we knew they were going to make some counters, and our guys responded when we needed to. Thank you.
come on early, and you know North Dakota State's a team that likes to get up threes, and they get hot pretty early, especially late. What kind of that response do you have to come from against a team that knows what they want to do and gets it hot?
Well, when I was in here tonight, Fitz got 54. That first half, I think, he was the best half of basketball I've ever seen. I mean, he was incredible, and everything we tried to do, we just kept making shots, and obviously number 4 was kind of doing the same thing, not at the clip that he was, and the biggest thing with that was that I thought it affected our offense. I mean, we had 23 points at halftime, which is just like unacceptable. We didn't have our pace. We didn't have the grit that we needed offensively to counter the makes. To be down 23 at halftime and only have 23 points was just unacceptable. They had the half, one of the greatest halves I've ever seen a team have, and but you still got to do your part, complimentary basketball, and we just weren't as good as we needed to be down there. I thought we had got some rhythm going there in the second half, but 4 hit 2 big threes down the stretch, and just we got to get figured out. I don't know if we'll ever see another performance like that, and that kid had. I had a kid in Illinois one time had 40 on us, kind of the same thing. But hats off to North Dakota State. They moved us around, but we made some mistakes early to give them a couple, some offense. I think they had 6 offensive rebounds early, and just can't happen. And then we didn't finish, and if Andre misses a dunk, we missed layups, and we could never catch our breath. We were always on our heels.
You talked about not really having that pace in the first half offensively. How much do you kind of think that is going back to not being able to get stops, your defense kind of leading to more offense?
Yeah, now it's we saw it the other day. First half we were getting stops at Houston, and then we sort of quit defending there down the stretch, and you never want it to affect your offense. That's something that with a veteran team that just can't happen.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were making adjustments defensively late in the first half. You were sending extra bodies at White, and you were still making really tough shots. But in the second half, obviously, you held him to just 3 points. Did you feel like, statistically, he couldn't keep up the way he did in the first half?
No, I thought he could. We just denied him the ball, and tried to make it as hard as we could to get him catches, and I mean, he warranted that. I didn't think he could stay hot, but I think he hit his first one, and but that's the old deal. And it's college basketball. You got to make guys miss, and even when they're in a zone like that. But yeah, I mean, we still had our chance. Hell, we had a 5-point lead there down the stretch, and they hit 2 threes in a row.
Coach, style of play-wise this year, there haven't been a whole lot of teams that shoot and make more threes than you guys have in a game. How does that kind of affect how your team kind of goes about things to see a team do better than you guys have?
I don't even know how to answer the question. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of answers for you right now. I really don't. That was a hard one. I'm sorry.
Coach, any update on Gusto?
Yeah, can I comment? Yeah, they think that he's doing the MRI tomorrow, but mobility-wise, test-wise, it was appeared positive. We'll find out more tomorrow. So, thanks, guys.